Have you ever stopped to think about what's really keeping you going every single day? Behind the scenes. Well, it's not some kind of magic. It's actually a super specialized crew of tiny, powerful nutrients. So today, we're going to meet them. Let's talk about vitamins, your body's essential A-team. So let's just ask that question right out of the gate. What is running the show inside your body? It's really easy to think it's just the big stuff, your heart, your brain, your lungs. But the truth is, all those heavy hitters, they rely on this invisible workforce to even function. The real MVPs are a bunch of microscopic power players. Okay, so what in the world is a vitamin? Well, at its core, it's an organic compound that our bodies need, but only in these tiny, tiny amounts to make everything work. Think of them like a set of highly specialized keys. Your body is this incredible factory that can build all sorts of things, but it can't make these specific keys on its own. We have to get them from our food. They're the support staff making sure every single chemical reaction goes off without a hitch. Now, this A-team isn't just one big, chaotic group. Nope, they're organized really smartly into two different divisions, and it all comes down to how they operate in your body. You've got the fat-soluble team and the water-soluble team, and trust me, understanding this difference is absolutely key. This chart breaks it down perfectly. So on one side, you have the fat-soluble team. That's vitamins A, D, E, and K. Think of these like supplies you can actually stockpile. Your body stores them away in your fatty tissues for a rainy day. But the other team, the water-soluble crew, that's all the B vitamins and vitamin C. They're more like just-in-time delivery. Your body takes what it needs right now, and then pretty much anything extra gets flushed out. That's exactly why you've got to replenish them constantly. All right, so let's meet some of the individual specialists on this team, because this is where it gets really cool. Each one has a very specific, very important job to do. Without them, critical systems would just grind to a halt. We're talking about the technicians, the medics, and the engineers for the entire corporation that is your body. First up, we've got vitamin A. I like to call this one the night vision technician. You know that feeling when you walk from a bright sunny day into a dark room and for a few seconds you can't see anything? That little bit of magic where your eyes finally adjust? Yeah, you can thank vitamin A for that. So how does it pull that off? Well, vitamin A is a serious multitasker. Its main claim to fame in vision is that it helps form this molecule called rhodopsin. That's basically the light-gathering sensor in your eyes. But it's not a one-trick pony. It's also a master regulator for cell growth and a huge supporter of your immune system, making sure your body's defenses are ready to go. All right, next on the roster is vitamin K, and this one is your body's on-call clotting medic. This is the first responder you desperately need on the scene the second you get a cut or a scrape. So here's how it works. Your liver produces a bunch of proteins that are needed to form a blood clot, but they start out in an off state. They're inactive. Vitamin K is the switch that flips them to on. It activates those factors so they can rush to the site of an injury and stop the bleeding. Without vitamin K, that whole life-saving process just doesn't start. Now let's talk about not just one specialist, but an entire crew, the B vitamins. This group right here is the energy production team. They're the ones responsible for taking the food you eat and turning it into the actual fuel your body runs on. They literally keep the lights on for the whole operation. And you can see just how specialized this crew is. You've got B1, whose main job is breaking down carbs to get that sweet, sweet energy. Then there's B6, a master builder working with proteins. And then you have B12, who's on the assembly line, building new red blood cells and even helping with DNA. Every single member has a unique, non-negotiable role. Next up on our A-team, we've got vitamin C. I want you to think of this specialist as your body's master structural engineer. It's responsible for building and maintaining the literal framework that holds you together. Its most famous job, by far, is helping to build collagen. That's the protein that's basically the glue giving structure to your skin, your bones, your gums, everything. It's why it's so crucial for healing wounds. But it also acts like a bodyguard for your cells, protecting them from damage as a powerful antioxidant. And, as a bonus, it even helps you absorb iron better from your food. Pretty amazing, right? So, we've met the team, and they're all incredible. But what happens if one of these key players just doesn't show up for work? Well, the consequences aren't just a minor headache. We're talking about potential system-wide failures. And this table really lays it out in black and white. When the night vision technician, vitamin A, is missing, you get night blindness. If vitamin D isn't there, bones can weaken, causing rickets in kids. And remember our structural engineer, vitamin C? Without it, you get scurvy, bleeding gums, wounds that won't heal. It's a direct cause and effect relationship. When a specialist is missing, a critical system fails. Simple as that. Okay, that might sound a little scary, but here is the fantastic news. You are the general manager of this team. You have the power to recruit and maintain your entire vitamin A team every single day. So the question is, how do you do it? Well, the number one recruitment strategy is actually pretty simple: a balanced diet. For most of us, it's not about tracking down fancy supplements. It's just about making sure your plate is full of a variety of foods packed with nutrients. We're talking fruits, vegetables, whole grains, all the good stuff. This is how you find and hire your specialists. So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this right here. Every single meal you eat is an opportunity. Your diet is literally the process you use to assemble your body's A-team. What you put on your plate directly determines the strength and the completeness of the crew working 24/7 to keep you healthy. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. If your plate is your daily roster for this incredible team, take a look at it. Who are you recruiting for the job today? Thanks for joining me.